All right. It is September 25th, 2025, 7:02 p.m. This is a conditional use hearing, and I believe our...
In a council meeting too, right? Do you do them both at the
Yes,
same time?
conditional use hearing, that's correct.
It's just a conditional use hearing, right?
No, it's scheduled for a council meeting, so the
Oh, okay.
conditional use hearing is set in front, so
Yeah.
so obviously if you've got, once this is over, then you're still in regular council,
Oh, gotcha.
and then
Okay.
you can do your other council business, like meetings.
Oh, okay, so we're just doing a regular council meeting
Right.
with the conditional, I'm sorry, I
No.
misunderstood that. All right, so this is the council regular meeting, sorry, thank you
Yeah,
for pointing
you're
that out. And we'll do roll call, sorry, now I'm all off, okay. Councilperson Koss,
Present.
Councilperson Grant,
Here.
Councilperson Cameron here, Councilperson Pinter,
Here?
Councilperson Passion,
Here.
Councilperson Martin.
Here.
All right, and pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now it's time for the conditional use hearing.
Are both Jeff out too?
Yes.
Okay, very good. What we did in P and Z is we had the applicant come up to use that.
Okay,
So please,
yeah,
very
please.
good. This evening, we have two conditional use hearings, both have been through P and Z. I will start with 5474 Cleveland Avenue. If the applicant would be so kind, you may feel free to use the table or podium, whichever you prefer. Again, let me get my screen set up. Take a second here. Right. I think the other day I sent the applications information for each particular applicant as they submitted them. This is Metro Transportation Inc. Mr. Liban Ishmael is the applicant in this case. He is present. Mr. Liban came in, or Mr. Ishmael, sorry, came in back in August to request to first be seen at P&Z, which is part of our process here for any conditional use. Mr. Ishmael runs a transportation firm. Currently, he's got two different locations in the city of Columbus, and he already went ahead and closed on his purchase here at 5474 Cleveland. This is the, for those of you who remember, this is the location of the former Rainy Plumbing Company. The structure has been there for quite some time, and up to this point was kind of into disrepair. Mr. Ishmael took the time to go ahead and spend the money to go ahead and start upgrading the front building. Those of you who've been by can see the board and batten facade that has been placed upon it, and it's poured a good amount of money into it as is. He is here tonight, obviously, to finalize the request for his conditional use here within the village. It is, as mentioned, not on our current list of specific approved permitted uses, which when we changed the code was a very light list because we wanted to make sure that many uses came back in front of the council. And so this is one of them. He did receive a unanimous vote at P&Z, and with some recommendations. I will pull up, there was a minor change to his site plan was one of the primary items. Apologize, let me find it. So as you can see what he would like to do, and I'll zoom in here a little bit to make it easier. The primary building is going to be his front office for admin staff and running his business. So this is going to be his business headquarters. He is proposing to go ahead and add the asphalt paved parking as you see in the rear. And there is another building to be added to the very rear, which is going to be a maintenance garage. As he runs a transportation company, and I'll let him get into some of his details. He has quite a few fleet vehicles that they work on. He and Z went ahead and recommended that garage operation hours are 7 to 6 on weekdays. It is not his intention, but they added the language as well that there could be no other commercial operations for the garage except for his specific use, so it's not open to the public in any way, shape, or form. And finally, allowed from 10 to 4 p.m. on Saturdays to also services his fleet. The landscaping is shown as proposed, and additionally, there are no, as it should be noted, there are no residential properties surrounding this property. So it's all surrounded by other commercial uses. And you can see Northland Plaza Drive. The only change that they made to the plan is that we noted that he had, his engineer simply had an access point that came off here to the south onto what is essentially a private drive, not a public drive. So we told him unless he's got an easement, he just needed to remove that, which he did. And he'll have to work with the city of Columbus for his access point here off of Northland, which makes sense. We would like to see, obviously, any vehicles, you know, for the circulation purposes coming off Northland, where we have access to a light to get out on Cleveland. And he, you know, agrees that that's a good way to flow his internal traffic. I don't have anything else to add other than as we told him at P&Z, we're happy to have him bring his business here to Village of Minerva Park. He'll be, we feel, a good addition to the uses up here on the very northern end of our border. And we appreciate him taking the time to improve the property at this stage. At this point, I will turn it over to Mr. Ishmael, unless there's any questions for me.
Any questions?
I'll come back up.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Council, for allowing me to come and speak with all of you. I really appreciate that last August you were able to vote anonymously for the project, and I would ask you to do so the same. As Eric stated, we really spent a lot of money on this project. This is my first foray into commercial property, so I didn't really know much about all the details that were involved. But I took the risk because we realized that we really needed to have a space where we can have our staff and our maintenance place all in one place, a one-stop shop, instead of renting 2 different places right now as we do in Columbus. And this will allow us to have one place where we can, you know, have more control, and also if we need to expand down the future, you know, we can do that as well. I would appreciate if you would approve us so we can proceed with building the place. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take the questions.
Can you tell them a little bit about your business and how it works and everything like that?
Yeah.
If they weren't
We are a non-medical transportation company. We've been in existence for about 20 years right now. We have 53 vehicles, and you know, we have about 5 staff that work to do dispatching and fleet management. We also have some people that also work as mechanics for us as well. And you know, for the past almost 20 years, we've been, you know, expanding, adding, you know, every year we've been expanding. And there's a huge need for that type of transportation. We work with Franklin County Board of Developmental Disabilities and various other entities. We're being vendors with them, on contract with them for this time. And that's what we do. We do a lot of service in this community. We take elderly people to doctor's appointments, kids that have autism that are not able to be in the school route. On the bus, we take them to school or day centers or day programs. That's really what we do. We do that kind of work.
Did I understand you to say you're a nonprofit?
No, we're not non-profit. We are for-profit.
A for-profit,
Yeah,
okay.
we're for-profit.
Where does your funding come from? Because you sound like you have a clientele that might also be challenged in paying for the services.
No, actually, the people that we have, we contract directly with various vendors, with the state of Ohio, with JFS. So we build them directly. Yeah. We don't have any funding from elsewhere. We're not like a taxi, so we can take people, normally people can just call us. Everything is structured, and we have schedules that are maintained. Sometimes we know exactly what we're going to pick up for the whole year, and it's in the system.
I have a question. With this expansion that you're hoping to have with this business, at your busiest, how do you envision this? This garage, the parking lot situation, how do you envision it at maximum capacity?
I mean, right now, what we're proposing, for example, the parking, it's about 32 parking spots. And the building can actually house, I think about, the engineer was telling me about 19 vehicles or 14 vehicles, I'm not exactly sure. So we kept that in mind, which is in case if we need to expand down in the future, we have enough space. And instead of, getting another land, spending another money, we thought this would be a good, at least for the next 5 to 10 years, I think this would be the space we're going to be for sure. It could be even longer, 10 years or more, I'm not exactly sure.
Can you tell the council how the business runs those, though, with how your drivers take the vehicles?
Yeah, the drivers, they take the vehicles home, so we don't use the parking, all the drivers don't use it. So we will be basically using vehicles that need to be done for maintenance, and they will be stored in this. And the other drivers will come in, when they need to come to the office, sometimes to do paperwork and things like that. So there's going to be less traffic flow, if you will, because they're not all coming in and out, all 53 of them, and they don't park the vehicles here at night.
Is this your only location? Will you be moving out of wherever you are now?
This will be our only location. So now we have an office on 2700 East Dublin Granville. It used to be a Ohio Savings Bank. And we have another location also in Columbus. That's also a garage as well. So we're using 2 different spaces, and we wanted to merge and combine all of them into one. So that way it's efficient for our business.
How many full-time mechanics do you guys have?
We have 3 full-time mechanics right now.
Do you anticipate any more, or?
I think 3 is, for what we have, 3 would probably be efficient.
Okay.
Yes.
How many employees will be actually located on a daily day at this location?
The actual employees that will be there on a daily basis will probably be 5 people that will be in the office space, and the 3 mechanics that will be in the back, to do maintenance.
And on average, how many cars you think per day might need an oil change or services?
Probably maybe 3.
3?
Yeah, it's not.
I don't see in the plans, these are not very detailed plans. Have you considered anything to dampen the sound? Because sometimes those garages are fairly loud and they can be disruptive.
We actually talked about that on P&Z.
Yeah, can you fill me in on that? That would be great.
So on P&Z we talked about if there might be any kind of excessive noise, by using electric impact tools and dampening the doors, insulated doors would help mitigate that.
Do we have any of that in writing?
Hence also rating, or having the hours from 7 to 5.
I thought we had
7 to 6.
7 to 6, sorry, yeah.
Would you be open to that and have that in writing?
Oh yeah, we talked about it last time when we were here, that we are going to insulate the garage because we don't want our mechanics to freeze to death in this weather. So, and also just for electricity costs too, once you have insulation, it's going to be, so that's definitely what we're going to do. And if you want to put that into writing, we're 100% open to it.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about sound traveling. So, there's different kinds of insulation, sound dampening. So that's just my concern. We're trying to still, maintain the character of the community, and although it's on Cleveland Avenue, I think Cleveland and 161, I think, are going to change in the future. And I would want to think 20 years ahead and make sure that we're on par with everything around there, to make sure it is a beautiful building and we are respectful of our neighbors overall. So that's just something to consider, and we ask you to be a courteous neighbor.
No, I concur with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, even when we were, last time the engineer was here, when we were designing, we wanted to make sure that, it fits in the aesthetics of this, the village as well. That's why we had the pitch roofs for the garage, to make sure that it matches the rest of the building. So we will take everything into consideration to make sure that, we follow the rules as they are stated, and at the same time also just to eliminate any kind of issues in the future.
We appreciate that.
You did a beautiful job on what you've done so far, so,
Yeah.
that speaks well for you. So, yeah.
do you think it would be smart, Eric, in order to help address the sound concerns is that a visit annually event or?
No,
is that-
it's just a,
How do we-
How do
it
you quantify
is
that?
as a condition. You say, we expect them to use, insulation, and, which he's going to do because he's got to meet code, so there's going to be insulation, but you can stipulate that the doors are insulated doors. Again, because he's got people working in there, it's not like your garage where you have an option now, but just a little thin aluminum door, actual insulated door. He's going to do insulated because he's got energy and people that work there in the wintertime. But you can put that into your condition, and so you make sure it gets done.
Is there a way to quantify the decibel rating?
We already have a sound code, right? Or
Yeah.
noise
Yeah.
Can we
ordinance.
just put that into the conditions, please?
Just has to follow the nuisance code, like everyone else. So, that's it. If he's too loud and people complain, then they will be investigated properly.
Okay,
Right
I would like
away
to
and
put
see
that
if
in
we
the
can.
conditions, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think, I don't think that's necessary, since we have ordinances on file.
That's my opinion.
I think,
Yeah, he would fall under the same guidelines anyone within the village would fall under as far as noise goes.
I think if you put that into conditional use, you would have a different way of enforcing it.
You do not.
It's all the same. Anyone in the village falls under that. Doesn't matter what their property, what they do on their property.
We would we would do the same thing with citing like anyone else. Into mayor's court, we proceed into municipal court if we needed to. So,
Hey, Eric, just one question, if you don't mind. What are the little black dot
those are,
linings?
these guys right here?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Those are, saying wrong, but those are
Pillars.
tall plants, the
Arborvitae or.
Yeah, thank you, arborvitae.
Okay, so that provides, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's again, as part of the plan, is
Yeah.
that those provide a nice, closed view. So,
Yeah, they didn't want a fence, so.
I was curious, actually. For a second, I thought it may have been fenced in. Sorry, guys.
there are no other questions, I can proceed.
No?
How do you guys typically handle oil changes? Where does the oil go? How does it get picked up? How does it get stored, transported?
We at our present location, we contract with the company that comes in and takes it.
Okay.
And then they, dispose it at their own space. So, we're not gonna be disposing it all at that location.
So does that get put in like an enclosed area, like a fenced off area, or stored inside, or does it get? The only thing that I think of, and you have to forgive me, is I remember cooking, and I would have to empty the grease traps, and I remember slopping that grease across and sometimes spilling it, and if it's in an open area, I don't know, how is it,
So the company that we now we contract with at our current garage, they bring in the material where we can actually store, any oil that you take out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
You have something that, drains it, and then you just basically put it in there.
Okay.
And then once every, month, they come in and they take it and they bring you an empty, I don't know what you call it.
Containers.
Containers, yeah,
Okay.
like those big ones. And that's how they do it.
Okay.
Because that's one of the things that, before we knew that would be an issue with the garage, and that's what the engineer said, instead of digging the hole and doing all this stuff, that's probably the safest and easiest thing for you. And then you don't have to also worry about the APA and all these other rules, so someone's gonna take it and they're gonna dispose it,
So pretty much I think that these are huge tanks that they have AutoZone or Riley's when you take reused oil.
Yeah.
And they fill them up and the company comes out and just sucks it out of these big sealed enclosed tanks, and you have to have it by law, so.
Yeah, they kind of roll, Tommy. If you go to AutoZone up there in Westboro Road, you'll go, if you go to the back, they just
Yeah.
kind of roll out and
Yep.
kind of replace them. So I imagine you lift up your car, or however you do it, and you probably empty you roll it underneath, or how do you put it in the big one though? Is it like rollers, it rolls underneath?
It's rollers, yeah.
Yeah, it rolls underneath, I
Yeah,
assume?
yes.
That's probably,
Yep.
That's what they do pretty much at all shops in Ohio, like whatever rise code is like that, so.
Here, I have a question. Does that increase our fire risk, and would that affect our risk and our fire contract?
He has to meet fire code.
So just to let you know, oil is not really combustible like gasoline. And
Is it
technically, it's the
combustible?
gases are not the liquid, but oil doesn't have that problem, as it's more of a lubricant.
The mechanic's garage has to meet certain criteria under the fire and building code, and so he'll have to meet those in order to get his permits.
And then there's that.
So are the permits coming from us or from Columbus?
It's a combination.
Okay.
So Glendon Township is a commercial building department. They do all the building codes. They work with the city of Columbus Fire, and they implement the codes. Fire and building codes are kind of interrelated.
And
So
the fire code is from Columbus?
that's correct.
Okay.
Are you putting any, like pits in here, or you're gonna have lifts for your vehicles, or
We're gonna have lifts,
lifts, okay?
yeah.
Do you know how many lifts?
Probably about 3 lifts,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright.
So everyone get ready. This is an approval with modification. And so council may approve this, and in order to prevent any undesirable effects on adjacent property and surrounding areas, council may of course add certain conditions. The Planning and Zoning Commission has already stipulated several different conditions to be changed, all of which revolve around the operations, the hours of operation for the garage, specifically, and how the garage is used. So you want to, as part of your motion, those conditions from planning and zoning as recommended. The other two items that they recommended, of course, were they would like an annual discussion with village administration, at least for the first 2 years. Similar, I would think, to how we met with, how we're meeting with Phantom. So it's the same type of idea. So first 2 years, we'll use this for the anniversary date, and we can get together with them within 30 days. And then also, the garage cannot be used for any other commercial purposes except for serving his operations in his own fleet. And then whatever else you would like to add there as part of the discussion with the insulation and so forth.
Okay. So what else? And we'll vote on this now? Okay, so we have hours of operation, we have meeting with administration annually.
Yeah, for the next 2 years at
For
least.
2 years.
Yeah.
And we have no other services provided, no commercial services provided
Yeah.
outside of what,
Nothing to the public.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
okay. And then, so,
I like those, especially because with the annual discussion, we can, if there's something that we missed or something we've overlooked, maybe they've overlooked, who knows?
Yeah.
It gives us a chance to
Yeah.
remedy a situation, conditionally speaking.
there was a request to add about making sure that
Decibel.
sound insulation is adequate.
Yeah, make sure it meets current code requirements for
What is the current
installation.
code requirement?
It's whatever the building code says that he's got
What
to
is it?
have people on, I don't know, off the top of my head, that's a building code, and it's in the code, so
What's
for
the
a
number?
garage, what you would.
We don't have one, we go by,
So what's our nuisance decibel rating?
You would, yeah, you can't be 85 decibels over, I would say outside the property line. So
We passed these days.
If I recall correctly.
I know, but I don't remember, that's what I'm asking you.
So they have to meet the nuisance code.
I know, I would like to lower it to 65, please.
well, that's what we're discussing, so.
Yeah.
it's
65
part
is
of-
what Columbus's nuisance decibel rating is. It's actually 60. So 65 I think would be reasonable.
Anyone want to add that to?
You
No,
guys gonna talk about it?
no.
I got confused. I thought, okay, they have to go by whatever the code is.
So
and-
our code is different. And I don't know, I don't remember from the top of my head what that decibel number is.
Right, it's 85, and we have it in our code, okay?
Okay.
So we enforce it based on our code, regardless of what Columbus's code is.
So Councilperson Cost is
I would
asking that
like
we
to
go lower
lower
than
it.
what we allow in our code to 65 decibels. And add that as part of the,
So we
Why?
assume we're higher than 65 in our code?
Yeah.
Is that what we're
Yeah.
saying?
And then Columbus's for residential is actually around 65, which I think is fairly reasonable.
So you want to cherry pick and lower it?
Yeah, a little bit.
No.
Why not?
That's not acceptable and it's not right.
Can you just justify it instead of
Why are
saying
you justifying 65, making up this
Because-
magical number that you think is see fit?
Well, it's not a magical number.
It is, you don't even know what the normal,
I do, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that's the number, normal
Yeah.
number. So what I'm saying is I think our code in Minerva Park is a little bit higher than what is generally acceptable. So I would like to be in line with what everybody else is doing, like Columbus, so we don't make some more mistakes.
why don't you put legislation together to change our code?
yeah.
We can do that too,
And that way
but
we're not, doing a
But just-
business to something special.
It's-
I know,
It's
but
gonna
just
start
don't-
I like
getting,
that.
it's just gonna start getting goofy if we start
Yeah.
I like that.
applying a non-linear
Yeah.
set of code to all these different businesses.
I agree.
Yeah, let's look
It's
at
not
that,
right.
Stacy, I like that better.
well,
We
are
can
we
change ours.
grandfathered into this now? No?
Well, no, I assume businesses have to go with whatever our code is even when we change our code. Is that not true?
That is true.
Yeah.
They
Okay,
wouldn't be grandfathered into that?
Says no. So if you
Okay.
change the nuisance code for the
Okay.
municipality, for the nuisance code, then everybody has to, it's applied evenly, that's the next
Right.
thing. We start not applying evenly, now we're getting into shenanigans.
Right. So that would be my recommendation, is let's
We can do
update
it
our-
that way.
Okay.
yeah,
And then the other one was about better insulation to help with the sound.
Correct.
So
So
do we
Yeah.
want to add that in there?
what I would simply say is that if this was a building where he was just gonna do a block building with thin doors because of the climate, and he wasn't gonna have people working in there, I would be concerned, but he's going to, you can simply state, he's got to meet current building code for occupancy with his insulation, right? Which he will, it's kind of a redundant thing, but if it makes you feel better, you can put that in there and say the doors need to be insulated. That's the key, I would say, just make sure the doors are insulated, you know?
well, it's not a maintenance garage, where, like, for our team, they don't need to have something really nice. You've actually got people working in there, so I assume, like, we can't use our maintenance garage as an analogy for this. This is gonna be, it's just gonna have a little more to it, because people are gonna be in there all day working.
Right. Takes 10 hours, yeah, they'll be in there.
Yeah. Nothing personal, Brian, but
All right,
I think we're good.
so we're good with the three then, the recommendations from,
P&T.
okay. Yeah, sorry, I just didn't
That's
finish my
okay.
sentence. All right, so then we'll make a motion. Is that what we're doing? All right, so I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use with the three additional recommendations from planning and zoning.
Second.
All right, and then I guess I have to do this as a regular vote, so. Councilperson Grant,
Aye.
Councilperson Pinter,
Aye.
Councilperson Martin,
Aye.
Councilperson Grant. Oh, you're on here twice. Sorry. Councilperson Cost, someone needs to update this.
Oh, I guess I'll say aye.
Okay, Councilperson Passion
Aye.
and Council President Cameron, I'll give it an aye. Okay, there you go, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, next one.
After you vacate, next conditional use we have are applicants for 5100 Cleveland Avenue. Give me a quick second to bring that guy up. Okay, applicant today is Ms. Antoinette Saw. She is the Eastern Healthcare Agency. They are currently in contract, so they have not closed yet. They're waiting for their full entitlements, which includes this meeting. Again, here in the village, with the way our code is currently written, this is not specifically a identifiable permitted use under the code, which includes doctor's offices, but this is more healthcare adjacent, so it's a healthcare agency. As you'll note here on the map, which I'll show you here momentarily, the building right to their south is also a healthcare agency. So they're fitting right in with the existing uses that are along Cleveland Avenue. And they're on the southern end of our border here, right south of Maplewood Drive. As you can see, the Aaron Home Health Services are in the structure right next to them. I will note that they also, the Aaron Home Health Services, as well as this property, have access to the alley that comes off Maplewood. There's one other resident right to the north of 2515 that also has access to that alley. The other adjacent property to the north, 5100, is 2505. So there are two residential structures that directly border the property at 5100. Currently, parking is set up in the front. One of the applicant's requests is to mirror a parking lot in the rear that also touches off of the adjacent alley. I'll let the applicant touch on that, but we want to make sure that permission is in there. P&Z felt that was fine from an ask standpoint. The conditions that they put on it simply were that at the time that she goes in to put a future parking lot, which isn't going to be right away, that she go ahead and work with staff on additional screening and location as to where it goes, which we would go ahead and get some recommendations as to where it needs to come off properly from that alleyway. One other thing, we won't be doing what you see here, which is a big long line of asphalt essentially attached to the alleyway. It's going to have an appropriate apron, as it should, and then the parking lot's going to be interior, closer to the house. So, other than that, there were no other conditions placed upon the use. She's not making any major changes to the structure and keeping it more in character with the surrounding neighborhood as well. And so with that, I'll turn it over to the applicant to have any words with council.
Good evening. Thank you so much for your time today. My name is Antoinette. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I have been the owner for Eastern Healthcare Agency since 2018. But Eastern Healthcare Agency has been in existence since 2007. So we looked at that property with Steve here, and we are looking to add parking to the back, but not like right away. Later down the years, we are right now anticipating 5, full-time staff in the office, and the majority of our employees will be working from home. About 70 employees that we have. So I'll just let Steve touch on what we're planning to do.
Sure. So thank you very much for allowing us to present to you today. We've been looking for office for Antoinette to purchase for about a year and a half, and Antoinette came upon this property that is in the geographic area that she'd like to be located. Fairly close to where she currently is leasing, so she's in the same general vicinity. The building was built in 1962. It's roughly 3,200 square feet, and she plans on keeping the exterior the same and making minor modifications to the interior to allow for office setup for her and the 5 employees that will be in the building. With regards to future expansion for the parking lot, that is not immediate. That may be down the road if she does become more successful and hires more employees, and at that time, if it's necessary, she'd like to have that ability to expand parking. And obviously, we would screen landscaping and everything that would be required as per your code. So with that, I think we just ask that you approve what planning and zoning is already approved for her to be an allowable use.
Any questions?
I mean, are you guys just gonna keep supplies there and just have employees kind of come in, or how do you see yourself using this building, I guess?
So with the 5 employees in the office, basically we do the paperwork, so we do the background, all the paperwork is through what we do in the office. They'll come in and out for payroll, for some supplies, yes. The traffic is really gonna be minimal, because 75 of our employees already do direct deposit. So it's basically incentives and turning in time sheets to the office.
Okay.
It'll be primarily administrative.
Yeah.
Any recommendations from P and Z here?
The only recommendations they approved unanimously, they just said at the time that she goes to add her parking lot, that she just obviously work with staff to make sure that it's located properly on site and with plenty of additional landscaping around it for that purpose.
Any discussions around this?
I don't have anything else to
Okay.
add.
Then I'll make a motion to, let me make sure I get this right here. Approve the conditional use for 5100 Cleveland Avenue?
Second.
Should I put the,
Just
is it a conditional use?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yes.
is there,
Just-
are we putting in the extra?
Yes.
Okay.
Just work with staff on additional.
Work with staff, with the condition that they work with staff on the parking lot, structure in the back, including some,
Additional
fencing, yeah,
screening.
additional fencing and screening and whatnot, so. Alright,
And still second.
thank you. Alright, and let's vote, alright. Councilperson Grant,
Aye.
Councilperson Pinter,
Aye.
Councilperson Passion,
Aye.
Councilperson Martin, Councilperson Cost,
Aye.
and Council President Cameron is an aye. Okay, and you're approved.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. You guys have a very good planner here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, give me just a moment. All righty, we are moving into, let's see, we need to approve, motion to approve the minutes for, September 18th, 2025 committee as a whole meeting.
So
Second.
moved? Whatever? Did you move it? It was-
I'm gonna say second.
Okay,
But
yeah.
he's one of us.
I
Okay,
am
yeah.
one, but I didn't read it as I moved the
Yeah,
motion.
go
so-
ahead. Do your thing.
All right, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, and then a motion to approve the 9/18/2025 council meeting minutes.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Perfect. All right, we'll go into committee as a whole report. So we'll start with streets with Councilperson Cost.
Okay, so we met with the contractor. There was an opportunity for us to expedite the project in a couple ways. When we talked about getting a different type of asphalt that would cure faster, so that is something that we may want to pass in the budget today, if you guys want to talk about it. That is something that would allow us to potentially, nobody's going to promise us anything due to weather and other potential hiccups, but it could potentially curtail the length of the project by 8 days. I think that would be worthwhile. Is it a gamble? So is everything. My concern mostly now is weather, and a longer cure time for, asphalt and things like that could potentially prolong our project. The other thing that happened is that the contractor had an opportunity to start work sooner. Part of the issue also was that they needed to get their equipment in by using the majority of the street. So that involved closing the entire street down, access to local access only. So I want to emphasize that is local access only. We also discussed like possible delivery drivers, things like that. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to do our best, but really private access, local access only. There was another discussion, this is beyond our control, of closing down West Rail Road, and the reason is for a Columbus project to put in a roundabout. So that is something that also threw a wrench in the mix. It's closed as far as I know. I've heard other conflicting reports, so I don't know how that's completely working. that is beyond our control. We have nothing to say to that. If we can make traffic move, we will adjust accordingly. We have ordered signs with QR codes to make it a little bit better for the residents where you can scan it, and then whatever we know, we will try to update in real time. Any updates from the contractors to try and update the residents as much as possible. Will there be snags? Yes. Will there be delays? Of course, something is possible. It's not going to be perfect. We ask everybody for their patience. We are trying to expedite this as much as we can, but also make sure that it is well thought out, well planned, and well executed. I think it is important to do it correctly. In regards to the asphalt, if anybody has questions about that, we did ask whether this would be a comparable product in terms of longevity, and the answer was yes. So it's just, it will hold up and last as long as, sorry, it's been a long day, last as long as the alternative. It is more expensive. It does take a higher level of expertise in order to put that in because it cures faster, so you have to work faster and know what you're doing. So there's, the contractor did say that they have worked with this previously. It would be a good solution for us. Have guarantees been made? No, I don't think anybody would be able to do that for us. We're trying to figure out what we're doing with Valley Road and Kerwood, that kind of area, so that's next on our list. Do you guys want to talk about what we, like Saturday at all? So we kind of went through all the streets just to make sure that everybody was on the same page in regards to what projects are slated to be addressed next. So everybody's aware of kind of the condition of the streets. So we all know kind of what's coming. The condition of the streets do get reassessed, some kind of move up in the list. We will update you as far as we know that. That is part of our engineer's job, is to assess in real time as best as possible. We have a meeting slated with him too for an update. Ooh, that's a lot. I don't know. Am I missing something?
No, I just wanted to mention, if I can piggyback, that for streets in general,
It's a lot.
we have communication methods that are available. There is the Village of Minerva Park webpage. At the top, there is a red banner, which you can click for the most recent updates. You can sign up for text alerts, which I believe also send those to you in a text message, but also provide you a link to the same page.
I got them.
And then there is also the Village of Minerva Park Facebook page, which often has the same updates. Though it's not the official place to go for news, they do try to make sure that that's updated. So I know those are three really good avenues to try to stay updated on those things, and I know administration works feverishly to keep us as informed as possible. But it is a construction site, things change, equipment's big, expect delays, plan for delays, and they're trying their best to go as fast as possible, and bear with them. They want to work with you and keep everybody safe and get everybody moving, and they don't want to be here any longer than they have to, so.
Yep, thank you for that. QR codes, they should be coming too, so you can just scan on a sign and it'll lead you to the website too. That information, also be gracious because that information that we're posting is what we know. If you're a resident and you're in a construction zone, you may know something faster than we do. It may be unofficial. We do rely on the communication of the engineer and the contractor, so sometimes that information does conflict itself or seemingly conflicting, so just kind of bear with us. We try to give you the most official communication and not just hearsay. So I think that's important too. Anybody else?
Any questions, comments, concerns? All right. All right, services, JP, Councilperson Martin, sorry.
We have chosen Groundmaster Landscaping after 3 wonderful years to continue with our fall leaf pickup for 2025. And as far as the food truck for this Friday will be Explorers Food Truck from 4 to 7.
Sounds like you're proposing to Groundmaster, but
After 3 wonderful years.
all good.
Will you make us the luckiest village in all of Ohio?
All right, any questions for Councilperson Martin? All right, and then recreations and parks, I had nothing official. We are gonna get a meeting put on the books for October, to try to work on some stuff for next year. So more to come on that. And then landscaping, Mr. Wilczek sent me, an RFP to kind of peruse, and then for landscaping for next year, and then we'll send it to council so you guys can look at, as well, and then we'll get that sent out. So. Alrighty, any questions for me? Alrighty, next we have citizen comments.
There's no one on the sign-up sheet.
No one's on the sign-up sheet, so
Oh,
I guess we are good.
I was looking forward to something spicy.
No one planning? Okay.
No one spicy.
All right. Then let's move on to legislation.
All right, legislation for this evening, 2025-18 is for supplemental appropriations. In layman's terms, there's a couple of items we're updating. One is additional funds for firefighting as an ambulance with our contract with Columbus. Another is in regards to some street lighting. Another is additional capital outlay for sidewalk on the Minerva Lake Road project. And another one is to make sure that we have enough money in our, I guess it's the water fund, but I guess it's a utility fund, so we can make sure some things happen on one of the courts we have. So with that, this is a first reading with the intent to suspend the rules that require 3 readings. So I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules that require 3 readings for ordinance 2025-18.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All right, Councilperson Grant,
Aye.
Councilperson Pinter,
Aye.
Councilperson Passion,
Aye.
Councilperson Martin,
Aye.
Councilperson Cost,
Aye.
and Council President Cameron is an aye.
All right, so the motion to suspend rules to require 3 readings is passed, so now we will make the motion, and this is officially, this is an ordinance to make supplemental appropriations for the current expenses of the Village of Minerva Park for the year 2025. So I will make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-18.
Second.
Hey, it's close.
Well, I was trying to decide if it was also an emergency, but it's not.
No, it's appropriations.
So they, yeah, they're automatic.
Okay.
Yeah. Any discussion?
I do not like the sidewalks being a part of general fund. I think I've made that clear in prior discussions. And I don't think that I can support this specifically because of that. So I'm just saying my piece. I'm not trying to convince anybody otherwise, but that's just how I feel. I just wanted to share that.
Any other discussion? All right, Councilperson Pinter,
Aye.
Councilperson Passion,
Aye.
Councilperson Martin,
Aye.
Councilperson Grant.
Nay, Owens.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Sure.
I went out of order.
That's all right.
Councilperson Cost,
Aye.
Council President Cameron is an aye. All right.
Motion passes. All right, the next one is Resolution 2025-19. I'll read the official title first. A resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency. This is the second reading with the intent to suspend the rules that require 3 readings and pass as an emergency. I believe we discussed this with Jeff at the committee as a whole meeting. Tony, do you recall specifically what this is in regards
Yeah,
to?
we also talked about it a little bit in the finance meeting, and he made it very clear, this is something that, goes through this budget commission. It's very important for the village to understand and to authorize and the necessary tax levy. So, I thought Jeff has done a really good job of trying to explain this stuff to us, in my opinion. But, that's pretty much all I have on that.
It is one of those things where this ties to what we voted on earlier, where we send it in and get the first approval, then they send us back something, and we have so many days to get this through our readings. And unfortunately, the only way for us to get it back in time is for us to suspend that 3rd reading and pass as an emergency, because I think the deadline's the end of the month. So.
And Tommy, this came up in the finance meeting the other day too, just because asking about the budget, but how important this is for
Yeah.
us in the
Yeah.
community. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right, with that, we'll make the motion to suspend the rules that require 3 readings for 2025-19.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All right, Councilperson Passion.
Aye.
Councilperson Martin.
Aye.
Councilperson Cost.
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye. Councilperson Grant.
Aye.
Councilperson Pinter.
Aye.
All right, the motion to suspend rules that require 3 readings is passed for 2025-19. Next, we'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-19.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, Councilperson Martin.
Aye.
Councilperson Cost.
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye. Councilperson Grant.
Aye.
Councilperson Pinter.
Aye.
Councilperson Passion.
Aye.
All right, next on the agenda is a resolution affirming the appointment of Josue De Jesus as a full-time police officer for the village of Minerva Park, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. This is the first reading with the intent to suspend rules that require 3 readings and pass as an emergency. I know Kathy, we talked with Chief today and the committee as a whole, and I think we can all agree that he said he's been exemplary associate, great attitude, enjoy having him, no concerns, no issues. I don't know if anybody else wants to add anything to that.
No, spoke to him the other day. It seems like a great asset to the police force.
Yeah, I did his interview. He interviewed really well, and yeah, I've heard nothing but good things from residents that have interacted with him, so.
Perfect. With that said, anything else? Okay, well, with that, I'll make a motion to suspend the rules that require 3 readings for resolution 2025-20.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, Councilperson Cost.
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye. Councilperson Grant.
Aye.
Councilperson Pinter.
Aye.
Councilperson Passion.
Aye.
Councilperson Martin.
Aye.
All right, now that the motion to suspend rules that require 3 readings is passed, next we will make a motion to approve resolution 2025-20, confirming the appointment.
Second.
All right, Councilperson Pinter.
Aye.
Councilperson Passion.
Aye.
Councilperson Martin.
Aye.
Councilperson Cost.
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye. Council President Grant.
I'm not council president.
Council Grant.
That's okay.
Councilperson Grant.
Aye.
Okay, that's approved.
Perfect. Confirmation passes. All right, next on the agenda is Resolution 2025-21, which is the Valley Road Improvement Project. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor and the fiscal officer to advertise for bids and enter into a contract for the Valley Road improvements and declaring it an emergency. This is the second reading with the intent to pass as an emergency on the third reading. So nothing to vote for on that one. We all get a break. All right, next is Resolution 2025-22. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor and fiscal officer to enter into a contract for design, bid, documents, and construction oversight for the pool bathhouse project and declaring an emergency. This is the second reading with the intent to suspend the rules that require 3 readings and pass as an emergency. We talked about this, but I think this is an official vote day. I think we probably should kind of give who has a good quick rundown of this? Pool bathhouse. It's just basically to enter into the contract with the
With the architect and design
Architect.
firm to start the project. The goal here is, and they were the only response to the RFP who said that they could have it finished in the time frame that we asked for, which was between pool season. So from the close of the 2026 pool season, Labor Day weekend, until the opening of the pool season in 2027, Memorial Day weekend, that is the timetable that we're trying to get this project complete. And,
Yeah, they came and they did their RFP meeting on the 16th, that was recorded, and I
Yep.
thought they did a really good job. In my opinion, I thought they were very professional, and I think, yeah, I think they're fantastic for what they do. It seemed like they had a lot of experience too, just want to put that up.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of paperwork on them. They weren't the cheapest, they weren't the most expensive, but they did fit most of our needs to do what we want to do, and they seem very aware of our needs and appear to be willing to meet them as much as we need them to. So with that said, I would like to make a motion to suspend the rules that require 3 readings for this resolution 2025-22.
I second that.
any discussion there? All right, Councilperson Passion,
Aye.
Councilperson Martin,
Aye.
Councilperson Cos,
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye, Councilperson Grant,
Aye.
Councilperson Pinto.
Aye.
All right, the motion to suspend the rules that require 3 readings has passed. Next, we will move to approve resolution 2025-2022 for the pool bath house.
Second.
Any more discussion? All right, Councilperson Martin,
Aye.
Councilperson Cos,
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye, Councilperson Grant,
Aye.
Councilperson Pinto,
Aye.
Councilperson Passion.
Aye.
Resolution passes. And the final item of today is Resolution 2025-23, which officially is a resolution authorizing the transfer of funds and to declare an emergency. This is the second reading, with the intent to suspend the rules that require 3 readings and pass as an emergency. This is for the storm sewer improvement project. This is continued work. Anybody else have anything generalized to add to this or say about it? Okay, perfect. We like sewers
Yeah,
and
well, it's in the amount of 85,000, right? I read this earlier, so I just wanted to.
it is, correct.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, nothing, I just want to make sure that the amount was out there, if you don't mind.
No problem. With that, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules that require 3 readings.
Second.
All right, Councilperson Cos,
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye, Councilperson Grant,
Aye.
Councilperson Pinto,
Aye.
Councilperson Passion,
Aye.
Councilperson Martin.
Aye.
All right, the motion to suspend the rules that require 3 readings is passed. For resolution 2025-23, now I will make a motion to approve the resolution 2025-23 for the transfer of funds.
Second.
All right, Councilperson Cos,
Aye.
Council President Camera is an aye, Councilperson Grant,
Aye.
Councilperson Pinto,
Aye.
Councilperson Passion,
Aye.
Councilperson Martin.
Aye.
That concludes legislation.
All right. Great, we are now into old business. So pool, I think we just discussed pool, so I don't know, any other thing about the pool? Perfect. Maintenance building, I don't know if there's any updates on that. Same, in the same boat, wow. Whew, thank God it's not a street project. All right. And we spent some time talking about roadway projects, so I don't know that we need to discuss that anymore. There is, so new business, anything else for old business, sorry.
No, I just wanted to, publicly thank Lauren for everything. I know the communication's been tough. I just want to say, I do apologize because in our work session on Saturday, I had brought up some texts and, maybe not in the right sequence of everything, but I want to publicly apologize and just say, we will do better and be more positive in regards to communication across this team, if that's okay.
All right. Any new business? I think I just have this one item here. That is a motion to approve the cost of fast curing concrete for $22,300. This is, to get the concrete to set in 3 days as opposed to 7 days. So I'll make that motion.
8?
Hmm?
That was 8.
That's what it says here.
You're set 3 days, 7, yeah.
6, 7 days. It is, yeah, so, sorry, I made that motion.
Second?
Okay. Any discussion?
Just in general, I'm very conscientious of how the residents have been affected by this project. Progress is hard, so we've all felt it. I've gotten many texts too. But in this case here, this is a good amount of money, and I don't know if necessarily clear on what the benefit's going to be necessarily. I hear some days, and that's cool. But I just want to let you, just in my thought process, it's like we're adding cost to it and we don't know the benefit for the residents.
Well, we do.
Yeah, I think we do. I think the benefit, based on the concern about being able to get into your driveway, this takes it from 7 days to have access to your garage down to 3 days to have access to your garage.
Yeah, at a cost, right?
Sure.
If it helps, I would ask that the council could ask them for a discount on that. But if not, I get it.
How do we ask for it? Just, that's how much it costs
And
to.
I was in the meeting and I don't feel that that was adequately discussed in regards to what that specifically meant. They did also mention that it would be walkable in 1 day. And now it's 3 days to 8 days.
Drivable,
And
so-
it also may not shorten the actual length of the project time. So I just have a lot of reservations on $22,000 when I start to break it down by house and I'm like, oh, that's like $1,000 a house. You know, it's a lot of money for a very short window of maybe this might help. Not, it absolutely will, but that's just my opinion.
Just
I think-
historically, I will say that we have had experience with this. I think the conversation was a little shorter because we have already used it previously with great success. So we've done this before and the conversation was, hey, didn't we do this already on Maplewood and that was great, why can't we do this here? And can we look into, because of how long this project is slated to take and how inconvenient it is for the residents, the conversation was, is there a way to speed it up? And both the contractor and the engineer overseeing it said, well, what about that quick set? That would really help shorten the project. Again, nobody's gonna give you any guarantees. I don't think
Right.
anybody.
I
would
think
be
as
able
a
to do that.
contractor, they're covering
Yeah.
themselves by saying, hey, we're not guaranteeing that this is gonna shorten the project, but I think based on results from previous construction projects, it did actually shorten the project. Because we were able to open up Maplewood earlier than
I think it was
anticipated
like a
because of
week,
that.
maybe?
So,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
and my concern is more for residents.
Yeah.
There's a concern about them parking their cars in the street for 7 whole days as opposed to being able to get in there in a shorter period of time. And
Yeah.
you
Think
know,
about the wear and tear on your car, being in the street with all this, gravel and all that stuff. I think we have to consider the residents here too. I think that's my biggest concern. $22,000 is part of our contingency. So we budgeted for something like that. So far it's going so smoothly that we're able to even consider this. I think that would be a really nice thing to do for the residents. And again, my concern is nobody's going to give you any guarantees about regular asphalt or concrete, and my concern is the weather is changing. So, that can be 8 days, but it can also be like 2 weeks.
I have a lot of empathy for the residents down from Farvey Road to Westerville Road,
Yeah.
and I feel for them, but
And doubly.
as much as I would
because
like to
of-
spend an extra $22,000, I'm sorry, I think that money would be used for Winter Park somewhere else better. And that 3-day guarantee is not a guarantee, and there might be other hiccups that even if they did fix the sidewalk in 3 days, for example, what if something else took longer and then it still wasn't opened up in 22 or 25, whatever it is, it's just, I just
mean-
feel that's too much money. I'm sorry,
Okay.
that's all.
any thoughts? You haven't spoken yet?
Oh,
Not to put you on the spot.
no, the fact that we've used it before and it even has some possibility of getting people in their homes faster, and all I can keep thinking is groceries, because that's what would
Yeah.
bother me the most.
Little
So
kids.
I'm for it, but I also admit that when it comes to making life easier for the residents, I'm willing to spend a little more. That's just me, so
Yeah,
I know we have a lot of elderly people that live
Yeah,
in
like-
that, and,
that's my concern.
yeah.
you know,
Access.
exactly, I didn't even think about groceries, but now you have to
Buses.
carry your groceries from the street all the
You're
way
not
to
as
your
old
house.
as I am.
There's 90-year-olds living there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, come on, like $22,000.
Right, so,
I have
Okay.
I have a hard time
so
saying.
the motion was there, we did get a second on it, so we'll vote real quick, so, let me just kind of go down the list. Councilperson Cost,
I,
and I'm gonna have to write it down here, so Councilperson Grant,
Nay.
okay, Council President Camera, I am a aye. Councilperson Pinter,
Nay.
Councilperson Passon,
Aye.
and Councilperson Martin.
Nay.
I'm really
Alright.
tired.
We're split.
So this is kind of a weird situation where it splits with no mayor, but this is also a motion that is not attached to
Right,
an ordinance or resolution. So this is something that you can simply bring up again at the work session and discuss there, because it's not
right.
It's not.
It's not a motion,
business.
it's not a,
It's like a straw poll,
yeah,
so.
okay. 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 All right, any other new business?
I mean, you want to do this now? I would like to revisit our noise ordinances at some point, just to start thinking about that. So they're a little bit,
Do we need to gather information first?
yeah,
Okay.
but start thinking about it, start gathering information.
Absolutely.
Just so that we are protecting our businesses, but also protecting ourselves and our residents.
Yeah.
Or not.
So start thinking about that. So that's part of my new business, is we just want to make sure that.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so legislation can, you've been working on that. All right, and then, just a note here, Nicole Marshall, who's with Westerville City School Treasurer's, office, will present at the 10-9 council meeting, about the Westerville school tax levy, that's on the ballot. So that's more informational than anything else. All right, anything else?
No.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.